Good evening, friends. I have been very sick all day, so I thought I was just going to skip streaming altogether, but with the aid of medication, I'm feeling a lot better, so I figured I would just start a late stream. Regardless, I hope you all have felt tremendously better than I have felt all day. So, that said, let's play some Monster Train and enjoy that wonderful, wonderful feeling. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we roll. What's how you doing, Fury? How you doing, Glacier? Good to see you here, even with the late start. Time Father is okay. Cleave is generally good, especially with Fel. Well, mainly, it is great with Unchained Fel, since you can get her attack up to very high values even from the beginning of the fight. It's still good outside of that, but it's particularly good with Unchained. Titan's Gratitude's bad. Style Fight is okay. Time Father is sort of interesting with the spell weakness. There is sort of a world we could do with that. Unchained Fel, best Fel in my opinion. I mean, like, she is quite good. Not taking Caprice's Reflection, definitely taking Firestone. But yeah, Unchained Fel is quite good. I do think the others are still pretty solid, too. Like, Savior is really nice as a way to defend your entire floor, which can be really valuable. But Banish already has a number of ways to defend your whole floor, which makes it a little less necessary. Nonetheless, still good. That said, I know I just talked about how good Unchained Fel is with Cleave, but I kind of want to take Vayne Guardian just to do something different. It's also not bad having Vayne Guardian buff onto a sweeper. That said, we are up against Savagery, which makes me a lot less inclined to take Vayne Guardian, because that's the one where you're going to be taking way higher damage, and you really do need to be killing the sweep enemies and not just letting them bash onto your team. So, we're going to do Unchained Fel. Vayne Guardian's kind of meh for me. Saber's pretty nice. I will say that I think Vayne Guardian is the weakest of them, but it's again one of those pathways that I think people tend to discount because it's just not a pathway that you build into, unlike Unchained Fel. Like, I like Unchained Fel, but you are essentially committing yourself to doing lots of shifting all the time, else Fel is worthless for you. Which is not that big a deal, because that's still pretty good in Banish, but the point is that if you don't see shift units or whatever, it becomes a lot less exciting. Whereas Vayne Guardian just always provides solid value, kind of no matter what you're doing. Like, I feel similarly about Talos, and have talked at length about how I think people discount how valuable a champion that lets you just get value regardless of what you're doing can be. Well, I'd love to do the shifting, but this is the only way I get the collector, so we're doing that. Sure, we'll play that out. We'll just take the Blight. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to freeze the Cleave. Sound a little off tonight? Feeling okay, Sal? Yeah, as I explained up top, I've been sick all day, and so this is me with medication. Also, I am finishing off a cough drop, which I'm sure is altering my voice. Okay, so let's do that. Luckily, it didn't lose the thing that I wanted. I was dealing with cats. Alright, you're totally fine. No need to apologize. But yeah, that's what's the deal. I started feeling very cold and achy after stream last night, and it only got worse. And then I had a massive fever all day, and just tried to lay down and sleep to very little success. So that was my day basically. But feeling a lot better now. Still not 100%, but feeling a lot better. I'm hoping that I'm back to 100% tomorrow, or at least close enough to it. But here we are. So here's the deal. Windblade I kind of like. I do think that it is, again, one of those overvalued cards. Because, like, triggering additional shift every turn is nice, particularly with Unchained Fell, just because we get that permanent gains. But, on the other hand, is that really worth it compared to something that gives me a shift and gives me really meaningful defense? And I definitely lean towards the self-sacrifice. I kind of like the Windblade, just for the sake of permanent scaling. Though we already did have, you know, a very good permanent scaling run last night, where we got up to like 570 something. Hopefully you get better soon. I appreciate you saying that. Like I said, I feel tremendously better than I did. If I start feeling like cold and achy again, we'll just cut the stream a little early. But I think I'll be fine till the end of stream. And then I'm just going to go try to pass out on the couch again. We'll see if I can actually sleep, though. But, hey. I do really like Helical. Particularly with the spell weakness. Though, again, do we really care about that when we might just be cleaving? And I think the answer is no. Do I want to Energy Siphon? I generally disdain Energy Siphon. I've always kind of hated it. Like, it's one of those cards that I think is a lot better at low Covenant, particularly in, like, the dailies. Because it's a lot easier and more relevant for you to be trying to one-shot bosses with, like, a spell and just build up spell weakness until you have a good opportunity. But I don't super care about that. And it's annoying if you're trying to do any sort of, like, incanting, because it requires an enemy target on the floor, which means that you can often whiff getting to use it. But I kind of want to take it. I am going to skip, though. Going here for the minus cost is nice. Pretty confident we just want to go for the Banish unit and or upgrade the Silophyte. Okay. Ooh. Well, I'll tell you right now that that's what we're doing. It unfortunately can't utilize the... cannot utilize the dualism, but that doesn't really matter. I'm willing to take Incant Armor. Well, I kind of wanted to take the Quick. Yeah, Smidgestone was the ideal here. Oh, I forgot that I have Pyrestone Housing already. Honestly, that's not bad. Like, getting, like, Multi-Strike and Smidgestone would be great, but, like, Titanite with the Incant Armor is also just not bad. I got jump scared in Hades 2 at my first unrivaled Silophyte. Gus was stacking, like, 10 projectiles together, so it looked like one when I dodged into it and took, like, 120 damage from me. Yep. That would do it. Okay. Do I actually want to put the Death Dancer on top floor? I think the answer is yes. And then we put the Silophyte there. Who I had considered giving the large stone to, and then I didn't. Oh well. It's fine. I didn't have cash for it, and the Titanite. So. And then we're killing the rest of those. I guess I will play him out now. Okay, you're already taken care of. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Even though I'd like to get rid of the Calcified Ember, I just want to make sure that I'm actually stacking up some power. Okay. We're still fine here. We take a little bit of damage, but we get a bunch of armor. I will do that, I guess, just because the cleave is useful for later. It'd be a lot more useful if I could actually get some spell weakness on enemies, which is not going to happen. But, see what we can do. Yeah, we'll just do that to build up a little bit more armor. I think we're fine either way, but... yeah, well, fuck this. We're just gonna play that out. I do want to do the shifting, but... this works. And the cleave wouldn't have done anything because he has the damage shield, so... you know... wouldn't have mattered that he had spell weakness. Alright, Shield of Wing is a very good artifact. Or not artifact, equipment. I don't think I need it, though. I kind of feel like I should take Liquid Courage, finally. At the very least, just to master the card. But I just find it to be such an underwhelming card. I'm going to skip it. Someday I'll take it, maybe. We're definitely taking Offering Token. There's basically no reason not to take Offering Token these days. Merchant of Arms is good, especially if I see, like, Everlasting Light. Everlasting Light is maybe the card that I think had the biggest glow up. Like, its old version was so worthless and lame, and the new version, while kind of simple, is a great card. Like, I'm very happy to see Everlasting Light in basically any run. Could also potentially get Inferno Room, which, while I think is kind of cheesy, would solve many of my problems. Nonetheless, we're going to go here. Nope, don't need those. Like, the Siren's not bad, but it's also not what I need. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do this. It's a little weird looking, but there is a very specific reason to do it. Ooh. Well, I wish I had looked at this first. I find myself taking a lot of cards to master them, but get tilted when I don't draw my crucial cards. Yeah, that is indeed a problem. Excuse me, as I am dying slowly from the inside. Right. God, I really do want to do the small gift box, but I think I'm better served by just jack-in-boxing it. As much as I hate it, I think it's worth just getting kind of the free removals. Alright, we'll do it. I don't, like, totally hate this option. I just don't care about it either. There are some, like, cute things you can do, but the slow lead up as it dumps out units is just really painful. And in particular, not knowing the ordering that's going to dump out the units is what really is irksome about it. nonetheless, at the moment, it's still pretty useful for me. Okay, so we do that, and then we do that, so Fel is protected against the hit. I guess I didn't need the damage shield right now. That's fine, we'll still leave it. Because he had enough HP to survive his attack, so I didn't actually have to do it that way. Yeah, he's a lot stronger now, whatever. Not much we can do to avoid that. Okay, so we're doing it this way, so Fel ends up in front. You're gonna die, whatever, that's fine. I did kind of want to build around her. I think that could have been cute, but it's not what we did do, so that's fine. Which is sort of my problem with Unchained Fel. I like it a lot, but it does really skew your run. But that's okay. Okay, we'll see how long it takes before I need to put that jacket back on. Okay, well, we're sacrificing him, because Archeon has way too much attack. Oh. Yeah. We'll just do this and build up a little bit more armor there. My Valor on Fel is not particularly high. It's not perfect, because you're now actually losing some armor, but I don't want Fel to be up front to just get bopped by Archeon, so this is what we're doing. Well, I was hoping for one more, but doesn't matter. We did a bit of shifting, we did a lot of murder, we come out on top. Truly, the world is glorious and wonderful. Hearts of the Titan's bad. Excuse me. Spike the Stygian is okay. Would be kind of nice against Dominion, the Titan, since then we could sap him and just not have him damage the fire. I'm going to tell you right now, not too worried about that. We're definitely going to take Tome of the Lost Path, because that is useful in a lot of ways. And then I think we're just taking Ember. With all the murder on the train, just the Orient Express. There's only one murder on the Orient Express. It was just a lot of involvement in that one murder. Anyways, the capacity's kind of nice. We're gonna go with the Ember, especially now that we have Tome of the Lost Path. Okay. Could maybe do quick, but it's really not what I wanted. I technically could have done the large stone there. It's just not what I wanted. But, whatever. We're gonna do this. It's not perfect yet by any means, but we're working on it. And then we're gonna get rid of a couple frozen lances, because they are actively just kind of terrible for me. Oh. Heaven Seal is fine. We're not going to kill things until top floor anyways, basically, so who cares? Well, I do need to remember that I have the selfless sacrifice. Or that I have the extra embers, what I'm trying to say. I guess we'll do like that. Phil doesn't get the armor from the Valor yet, but that's okay. I was hoping for Tome of the Lost Path. Yeah, I'll leave the cleave, I guess. I thought about permafrosting it. I did not. There it is. Okay, so we can do that. So now you can be part of the lineup. I did not do this quite in the way that I meant to, but it works out just fine. Excuse me. And now Fel can get her Valor and live a life most glorious. Oh, unfortunate. I should have played out the Frozen Lance for... Well, would have eaten up the spell weakness that way. Doesn't really matter because I was killing either way, but... It's okay. We're doing alright. And then Fel just kind of cleaves through them all. Doesn't quite kill you, but that's okay. And then we continue playing out spells just for the incants, since why not? Get a bunch of armor on my dudes. I probably should have left that for later. It's okay. I'm not too worried about the general situation. Okay, I don't maximize my shifting with the Death Dancers, but that's okay. Alright, excellent. We'll just murder some things, and then Ajax is going to suffer. I don't think his sap is going to keep up with my hefty attack increase. Blood-soaked arena is fine. It's not that great. It's okay, though. It's a lot worse if I'm using, like, the cleave to kill things. Lead Songbird I always like, except for the part where it's hard to actually get it on my floor. I'm just going to skip it, especially because I'm not actually generating that much Valor. Specifically, I'm generating Valor on Fel, and I'm just generating raw attack on everything else. So, it's not actually that great, and Death Suit I don't give a shit about. Guardian Stone's cute, don't really need it. Same with the rest of these. We're pretty happy with just making more of our Death's Dancers. Yep. Since we have the Tome of the Lost Path, we're going to do Multi-Strike. That actually worked out rather nicely. And then we're going to do that one. I don't really need the Bloodthirsty Blade. Swift Steel Dagger is a maybe. I'm just going to skip on them, even though Bloodthirsty Blade would be pretty decent. I mean, like, there's a lot of decent options there, but whatever. I probably should have taken one of them. I did. Overall, we're in very good shape. There we go. We're no longer playing the Jack in the Box on that floor, which is fine. Excuse me. I hope you guys don't mind the coughing too much. I'm trying to minimize as best I can, but there are limits to my control. Okay. I guess we'll do it that way. And Kane's armor is still good in this game, though it's definitely not as strong as Monster Train 1. Unfortunately, I can't get that. Well, so be it. Sadly, I can't get the collector. If I had permafrosted with Echo Time Father, I could have, but I didn't plan that out, so sadly, it's not meant to be. I should have let Fel end up in front, but again, didn't plan that out as well as I maybe could have. It's fine. We'll make do. Alright, I stopped my dudes a little bit. I'm pretty okay with that. Well, let's just explode you all before I move you up front, so then we don't have to lose any damage shields. Oh no, he's gaining Titan Skin. However shall I deal? And then our team just kind of murders them. Turns out, we're fairly strong. And it's only going to look more impressive as we get more Depth Dancers up there. You'll deal somehow. Yeah, I'm sure we'll make it work. Yeah, I mean, Imprisoned Zephyr is cute, but we're going to take Everlasting Light here. And we'll skip those. There are things I want to do here, but I really badly want to get Intrinsic and Spell Chain. Okay. I guess we'll check this out first. This is sort of the one that I was expecting to see. Do I really care? Excuse me. Don't mind me as I'm dying slowly each and every day. So, like, the Mind's Cost is kind of nice. I don't think it is as good as I need it to be. Triple stack sounds nice. It kind of does. Specifically, it'd be going here. But we're also going to get Fel's Valor up high enough that I don't think that's going to matter too much. And I think just the... Like, if that were remove consume, I would care a bit more about it, but it's not. And that's basically the only thing that would make use of that. I think this one, Entropic Growth, is just generally kind of bad. And then the -4 is kind of cute because I'm probably going to hold over this, and so having it be 0 cost is nice. It would put a garbage card into my deck, but essentially it's trading 2 energy every turn for 2 energy sometimes when we draw the Blight, and I think that's worth doing. It's not like my favorite, because we could get a similar effect by just minus costing it once. I think on something like Pyroclasm, I think it's better on something like Pyroclasm. I think it's still bad. Because again, like, your damage spells are something that you want to be playing regularly. And the only way you get any benefit out of that is by not playing it. And if that's the case, why is the card really in your deck? Like, I know it could be used as a finisher, but I think you are overall weakening your deck to try to gear up for something that doesn't have good enough of a payoff. I think I'm willing to do this, even though I don't love it. Really wanted Intrinsic and Spell Chain, but so be it. Yeah, I'm going to spend all of that. Okay, so I could probably set up on bottom floor. And therefore probably will set up on bottom floor. I could also probably make do on top floor, but we'll do this. I'm probably going to get a little bit less scaling this way. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We'll do it this way. Okay, so mind you, the Everlasting Light is a lot worse if I'm just killing all enemies before they get to attack, but that's fine. It'll be better on flying bosses and against the Titans. Meh, that's fine. Okay, don't have to worry about that. Someday we'll get you onto the proper floor. Excuse me. Alright. So, you can now join in. I'm not going to plan out my turn as well as I perhaps could. Again, I'm not the best shifting, but good enough. Alright, and now we just get to beat on Kale directly. As one does from time to time. Okay, we'll do like this, just explode the whole team. Even though it means that the Everlasting Light is not doing anything. That's fine. You were gonna die. Who cares? You were born to die. Even if you didn't know it at the time. And thus, here we go. And then we just do as much shifting as we can, and Kale stands no chance against us. There we go. Easy. Death Metal Hymn is cute, not really helpful. We're going to skip these. We're going to take the draw this time. We're suddenly playing Dark Souls Born to Die Edition. Fair enough. I do kind of want to go here. I also would prefer to copy a Death Dancer again. Okay, well. Alright, we'll have to do something to make sure they actually all get onto the right floor. But we'll try. We'll see what we can do. I'm still going to do the duping. And then we're going to have to get a little creative. More specifically, if we are just offered intrinsic spell chain, everything's great. And if we're not, it's a little annoying. So, okay. we are going to set up top floor so we can do a little bit more time for scaling. And I don't have enough energy for all of my dudes now. That's fine. Yeah, one of you is not making it up to top floor. Oh well. Doesn't really matter, because we're not, you know, utilizing permanent scaling on anything but Fel, so. It's not that big a deal that she doesn't get to participate in this fight. Oh. There we go. I just wanted to do it in such a way where we got the maximal number of shifts on Fel. Oh, I'm definitely a little too hot. But that's fine. I'm not dead yet. Oh no, we made them stronger. However, shall we manage? Like, given that our Valor is high as it is on Fel, we can absorb all the damage they pump out pretty comfortably. Yeah, we'll do that. I do lose damage shields. Not that big a deal. Okay. Oh, whatever. That's fine. I did it in the wrong order where I was supposed to have killed the silencer first. And I didn't. So we did miss out on one shift, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, you are actually dying if I do it that way. Well, let's finally do a reset then, since I didn't math. And I definitely underestimated these guys. Alright, so, I'll just kill you right off the bat. And now it should be a lot more tolerable. Alright, well, that was a little bit of a minor mistake, but not that big of an issue. I mean, none of that super matters. Like, yeah, some of these are dying, but then we clean up with the rest. I just wanted to get as many shifts on Fel as we could. Oh. Does not feel great. Feels better than earlier. Does not feel great, though. Wings Radiance is pretty decent for just speeding up the minion. Could take Heroic Dive as a way to get the other Death's Dancer on the floor. I mean, it's not going to be terribly exciting, but I'll take it. It also masters the card, finally. Unnamed Tome is good. Probably worth taking. Calcified Ember is annoying, but that's fine, we'll take it. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Does not matter. Sure. Yeah, the Sigil Seaweed doesn't super matter now. Could also do this on the unnamed tome, which would also be useful. Regardless, we're doing Spell Chain, Intrinsic. There are other options, but that one is the one that I've chosen. We're going to do this just because I find myself never wanting to spend the Ember on it. And we're going to hold over that because that's generally pretty good. I don't really need the Mind's Cost, and I probably should have considered Sigiled Seaweed more. It's fine. It's not a huge necessity. Especially since I'm murdering most things with a cleave anyways. It would have made it easier for me to set up on not top floor, though. Or specifically to set up on bottom floor. Okay, now I would really love to draw the cleaves. There it is. Okay. Okay, so one of you goes there. The other goes there. You're going to shift up front, then you're going to shift up front, and then you're going to wipe those out, and then we're good. I may as well use this now. May as well. Nope. Get rid of that. Which is part of the joy of having the holdover on that. Yeah, I guess we'll do it like this. You take a little bit of damage, but not enough that it matters a ton. And then we return the favor. Okay, fella ends up in front and can cleave. Nope. And we're good. Oh no, he killed a steward. What a terrible fate. Poor Silophyte. I did want to use you, and then I just didn't. Okay, you'll take a little bit of a beating. That's fine. Fella's even got some damage shield still, which is kind of cute. And then we just get as much shifting as possible. God, we gain such glorious stats every time we shift. Turns out, it's a good unit. Also cool visual design. Yep, knew we were going to draw that. Not a big deal. Okay. And then we'll just kill him and not lose quite as much armor. And then we're going to murder Savagery. As one does. Okay, look at us go with an average 480 damage or whatever. Not that, you know, Everlasting Light is doing a ton of work for me here, but that's fine. Had I not gotten the holdover cleave, I would have been a lot more into the Swift Steel Dagger. But as is, I'm wiping all like problematic enemies first. It will work a little less well against reanimate enemies, but we should still be okay. So. Oh boy. So, first, let's move you guys down here. I guess we'll just discard that because it disappears when I do that, which makes my life a little easier. And then Fel comes up front with the damage shield, so we don't have to worry about any of those problems. And so she can get her armor. Not that we have like an insane amount of permanent valor on her this time. Like, it's a far cry from the last time we did it, where she only has 137 now or whatever, as opposed to the, 500 that she had last time. Oh, we're gonna mute you, I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with Fel being the one who gets the corruption here, I guess. Or I do this so that... I mean, I think I just want to get more attack on everyone. Because I shift Fel up front again, then... it's not that great. Like, we missed out on a lot of bonus attack power. That's a lot of clicking for 500 Valor. I mean, yes, kind of. We were also getting the double shift bonuses, which made a huge difference in the matter. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it like this. I can afford the sap. It's not a big deal. And like, Fel would have done more damage if I had brought her up front with Cleave. But it doesn't matter. They're both at 1. I'm just waiting on the minion to die. Oops, there we go. Excuse me. Oh, boyo. Well, I guess we'll use the second cleave now. And then just wait for Dominion to die. We're getting there. Only a couple more turns. Our team is very strong. It just basically doesn't matter, since the only thing we're waiting for is just a way for Dominion to die. Okay. Oh boy, Fel is the one who actually gets to use the cleave for once. And boy, does she cleave real good. Okay. He is dying this turn, so we'll just encance a little bit. Ta-da! There we go! I barely used my permafrost from my pyre. Which I think is pretty common with Echo the Time Father. Like, yeah, I can do some okay things, but most of the time, it's pretty useless. Regardless, that was a run. It was pretty good. We did not get Fel up nearly as high as other runs, but it didn't matter. Because, especially with the Death Dancer, we get lots of damage output. I still have so many cards to master. Someday. Someday I'll get them. I've not been putting a heavy emphasis on mastering the cards, but eventually. Alright, let's see what we get this time. Well, we have Stygian again, which I feel like I've had a ton of Stygian lately. I don't really care about the stings, though they're okay with Stygian. We are merely apprenticing the cards until we get the high ground. Fair enough. Priority's Cloak is bad, we'll take Sinner Salve. Alright, so we've done Bristling, yeah? I'm not crazy about that. Yeah, so Explosive is the only one we haven't seen to rank 3 yet. I mean, there's a lot of other paths I haven't done to rank 3, but... with Sentient. Yeah. We'll do Explosive then. That's fine. I don't think it's going to be incredible for us, but we'll do it. Unfortunately, I don't have any, like, good spells to activate the spell weakness with. The closest I've got is, like, the Stings, which is not great. Sentient is used to getting abandoned. I mean, I do feel bad about that. I don't like abandoning my champion, ever. Even if that is the common play. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have any incant unit to really make use of all these things. But, alas. Would have loved to have built up more regen. Unfortunately, I was really hoping. Yeah, anyways. Would have loved to have built up more regen. Unfortunately, the -1 Ember per turn did cut into that. Okay, well, take a bunch of damage, my dude. There we go. Just had to outlast him with the Frosted Bite. And the spell weakness did okay work for us. I do wish we had a more exciting Pyre Heart, but these things happen. Restoration and Detonation is okay. And by that I mean it's a card I generally hate, but it is better here than it could be. Helical and Crypt Builder are both sort of okay if we want to build into the Silophyte Shaped Life. Which I don't think that I do, but they're also just generally good cards. Alright, I'll take a Helical for now. I might remove it later. And then we're going here, because I would very much like to see like a Siren. It is a Siren. It's not the Siren I wanted, but I will take it. Yep. Pretty decently happy with that. Okay, so you're going there, Silophyte doesn't get used, whatever. And thus, we start looking a whole lot stronger now that we're also building up a non-trivial amount of attack on every incant. Because it's Rage 3, so 6 attack per spell. Unfortunately, I can't play that anywhere. And I can't heal Sentient. Turns out Restores are bad cards. But that's fine. We'll beat the boss. Well, I had been hoping for healing on that turn, but it didn't matter. We just had enough raw power to murder all who dare to oppose us. Razor Sharp Edge is good. I want to like Wildwood Sap, but I don't. I mean, it's sort of okay with Sentient. I'm tempted by the Restoration Detonation. I think it's going to let me down. Maybe I do want Wildwood Sap. Fine, we'll take it for once. I don't know, here we are. We're going to skip these, though again, another Helical is not bad. Okay, we're going here. Particularly, I would be excited for Steward's Quarters. Hall of Mirrors, you say? I almost clicked on that because I was expected to bring up this screen rather than immediately purchasing it for some reason. I don't think we're going to do that. Go take the Bloodthirsty Blade. Excuse me. No, I really wanted the... Really wanted it. And we didn't get it. Meat Shield is sort of cute. I mean, I think I lean more towards the Void Armament, just because Multi-Strike is powerful. But I kind of want to use Meat Shield. I don't think it's great, though it does help me through the early things. Okay. We're just gonna take both of those, see how we feel. Probably should have done this first. Nope. Not at all what I was hoping for. I really just wanted Umbra Stone for the trample. Well, we'll skip. Maybe could have put Kindle to use if we saw certain cards after this, but for the most part, not wild about it. I guess I'm setting up like that. I don't know. I probably should have put these guys on top floor. I didn't. Yeah, you're going to mess with my whole game plan. Yeah, unfortunately the extra damage just got wasted hitting into the 1 health minion. Whatever, that's fine. Now I'd really like for the Siren to end up back behind Sentient. That would be ideal. So if I hadn't played the Train Steward... Oh no, you died anyways. So yeah, we're guaranteed for you to be here, which is a little bit of a problem. God, if only Restoration Detonation actually took effect, regardless of how much healing was done. It would be such a better card if that were the case. Either way, we're in pretty good shape. Just gonna do that. I kind of wanted to equip it to another unit so I could purge them, but in Relentless, it's too late for that. Had we drawn it on an earlier turn, then, you know, would have been useful. But as is, it's fine. It just guarantees that we kill Archeon. Do not need Shard Channeler. Channel Song is a no. Like, unless I want to try to utilize, like, Glacial Seal or Guardian Stone later, in which case it could be okay. And Hearts of the Titan is bad. Especially when, I mean, I guess it could make the restores a little better. But it's mostly bad. I kind of want to take it just to master it, though. Fine. We'll take it. I mean, there's Steel Singer. The problem is that I'd have to be splitting my meager rejuvenates between the Steel Singer and Sentient, making both of them not great at it. I mean, Steel Singer is just not good. I think I'm gonna skip, even though I kind of want to make this work. Draw is obviously good for us. Capacity lets me put down a second Siren, which I really want to do. Also, I could just stop putting Sentient on the floor and then put multiple Sirens on one floor. There is a Merchant of Arms right here. Okay. We're going to greed a little bit and go for the draw. We're going to go here and get some sweet, delicious golds and skip on those. Do I want to hold over something? Kind of. I mean, like, the holdover restoration detonation is definitely the better option. Or the helical. Ah, fuck it. We're doing it. And then I can't afford anything else. Well, we're gonna do that. I kind of want to double stack the Wildwood Sap, wherever that went. Yeah, all the way at the bottom. To make it regen 10. I didn't. It's fine. The problem is that I am against Corruption Seraph. And so eventually I'm going to get to a point where Sentient is just going to die, because I don't have any good defense versus the Corruption. Unless I get a way to daze it later, which, excuse me, which Stygian has some ways. Or I could potentially get, what is the card I'm thinking of? Unnamed Tome as well would also work. Okay, and then you're gonna die to Frostbite. Well, this is less good, but fine. Yeah. Oh, and you are dying because you have sweep. Well, that's something. Okay, and we get the kill there. Well, we'll just accept that we're going to take a little bit of damage. And unfortunately, I get a Scourge card, which I don't love. At least the Scourge card doesn't cost me anything. That is some small mercy. And yes, I didn't actually buff up anything with that. It's because I was trying to minimize the sap gain. Oh, whatever. It's fine. Fucking, God, I hate these waves. Okay, whatever. It's largely better for me Unfortunately, the Restoration Detonation does nothing. Like, it still triggers the Rejuvenate at least, so that's nice, but I'm never getting it to do damage, which is disappointing. Or it would be disappointing if I expected anything better from it, which I basically don't. I'm probably taking the Restoring Retreat, especially since it's now only 1 cost. That is pretty nice. I kind of want the Glacial Seal. Guardian Stone as well. Alright, we're gonna do this. And then we're going here. Although Merchant Magic would be very useful too. I don't really have the Ember for Zone of Silence, but like, it is quite good. It does solve many of my problems. Like, I could take Ember at the next boss upgrade. And then I would have 6 deployment Ember, which would mean I could do 3 for this. And then I still have enough for a couple Sirens, which is pretty decent. Probably the best I'm going to get out of that. Hunt for the Footstool is on. Yeah, that's the other option as we look for Dante's Footstool. I really don't like relying on that, though. How much do I think I care? I think I care a decent amount, but I'm gonna skip it. Well, that was disappointing overall. Okay, we're gonna get rid of these. I also really want to get rid of, like, the Foregone Powers. Among other things. Excuse me. I'm not dying, I promise. Okay, we'll save a chunk of gold. I haven't really mathed out how much I need, but we're saving it. Okay, so. There is a world where I could consider not putting these on bottom floor and putting some, like, the Psiophyte down lower so we have a chance at purging them with the Void Armament. We're not going to do that, though. Ta-da! Proper math, cosplaying Tom. Somebody's gotta. Alright, well. I don't think there's a way I can get the Collector, kind of. I should have done this first, but then I got distracted. Okay, we're gonna do this so I can get the Collector. I did want to play out the... I did want to move the Siren onto bottom floor, but here we are. And hey, this way I get to play you there, although I should have played you in front. We'll see how big a deal that is. I don't think it's gonna matter too much because we're up against Quoto, but also I don't have good defense. Look. Yeah, that's not going to work. Alright, we will try this again. We're going to have more time to actually build up, like I thought maybe was going to be the case. Oh, actually, we'll set up on mid-floor. Part of the issue is that Sentient is ending up with a lot of corruption, thanks to like these guys, which is not good. Not a ton I can do about that. Also, I definitely played the... I definitely played what's-his-face. The Guardian Stone in the wrong spot. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this. Although you're still getting a ton of corruption thanks to the multi-strike, which is not great. Oh, and I don't have the Guardian Stone this time, which is whatever. I would love to be taking less corruption from you guys. That would be nice. Oh, wrong order. Well, we'll leave it. Okay, well, I didn't play out the Void Armament, but that's fine. We get the kill. Everything's fine. My deck is a bit messy, but it works. Don't mind me, I'm only half dying. I don't really like Invigorating Solution, but this, of all the times, is when it would be better. Could take another Restoring Retreat, which I don't hate, but I'll take the Invigorating Solution. I will skip on these, so the Glacial Seal's okay. Think of the Mastery. I mean, it's part of why we're doing it, I suppose. What I really want is Dualism. Although I had thought about it, I might have held off on the HP looking for the Incant Armor there, but that's whatever. I don't really care about Corruption on Strike. I do like this. I mean, I obviously like this too, but I might do the Dominating Authority. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, so that's interesting. And so it should already be pulling out just the Guardian Stone, which is what we want. I swear I'm not dying, or at least not too much. Oh, I do really hope that I feel better tomorrow. Like, again, I'm feeling a lot better than I was this morning, but that's a low bar. Sure, we'll just put you there. I'll hope that we draw the Restoring Retreat in a timely manner. I saw someone earlier using it to summon 7 Greed Dragons. Yep, there are some cool things you can do with it. Not quite killing, which is a concern, but... well, we'll just play that out for free. Not the floor I meant to do that on, but fair enough. So you do 60 damage, you would kill there. Still not killing you though, but that's fine. Now we get the kill. Okay, the Cherub has damage shield. That does not matter to us. Okay, and now we can start building up our team together, which is real nice. Overall, we're in pretty good shape. And if I could start hitting a couple things that I want, it will just get better and better. I guess we'll do that. We're already killing. We may as well get a little bit more regen. But the healing doesn't matter as much when I'm building up armor on the whole crew. Still matters some, but... it would be nice if we had... if we just had more card draw, but alas... we don't. Okay, and that's enough that we get killed. As long as we're at least killing the Cherub, we're in decent shape. Yeah, even with the holdover... the Harness the Titan is just pretty underwhelming. Like, it would be best if I also had other holdover spells, mind you. Also, I definitely did this the wrong order, because each of those one-shots a Cherub, and I could have just not wasted the Sting. Doesn't matter. But... ta-da! Okay. I mean, yeah, this is a great selection of options. We're gonna do the Siren Song, but I would love other options too. We're gonna do the Ember for reasons. So, I do want the Merchant of Magic, but I also really want the dupes, so we're gonna dupe. Okay, would you look at that? So, this should work the way that I want. Alright, so we're going to buy Steward's Quarters, make that deployable. I could take the Bloodthirsty Blade and fuse it with the Void Armament. We're not going to worry about that. We're just not going to do that. We are going to go to Explosive 3, which does do 120 damage on Rejuvenate now. I did forget that I got buffed to that amount. I think in Monster Train 1 it was like, what, 40 or 60 at rank 3? Which is good. 120 is a lot more appealing, but... I mean, it's obviously because it is being offset by how strong enemies are. So. We're going to dupe you right now. And I guess we'll call that good for the moment. And then we have our other dupe lined up. You guys are not ideal. Hopefully we're going to be strong enough to kill you. I suspect we're going to be leaking some, but we're at least in much better shape than we were. So, got to play this in the right order where we play you first, because you do not summon a dude. And then we play you, who does summon a dude. Weird that it's at the very back of the floor. I thought it was just going to be directly behind that unit. Turns out it's not. Then you go here, you're there, and we have still enough to play out all those. Which is good, because then it means I don't have to remove them. Which is much easier on me. Okay, we'll do that. Taking a bit of damage, but we also got a decent amount of armor on the whole team. And he's basically ruined. Oh, except that we have Heaven's Seal. Well, so be it. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you're gonna take some damage. Alright, well, he's gonna heal a bunch. But at least being Proto Heart Cage, we have a bunch of HP because it's the boring fire. That's just what it does. Alright, well, I'm not building up strength super quickly. Especially because I don't have dualism on the sirens, but that's fine. It was way more important that I did the upgrades that I did. Yeah, I'll do that. We should be fine defense-wise. And like, I lost 40 HP or whatever. It's okay. We'll manage. Fine, Rage Siren scales much better than Siren Sea Mustering 2. Funny that. Yeah. That is definitely the case, unsurprisingly. Which is a little disappointing to me, but whatever. Just because I like Siren of the Sea more, and it's... I don't know. It's fine. Oh, this is a bad hand. Oh well, we still get the kill, and nothing dies, though it is a little close. Since the sweepers are ruining my shit. Okay, we're just gonna leave this. No one is dying. And doesn't really help us to do anything else, so... Or more specifically, the Guardian Stone dying doesn't affect anything. The main concern is that our Void Armament dude is not dying. The need to shoot through the 500 HP times 2 wall is definitely one of the main reasons. Yeah. That is a huge concern. Wildwood Custodians, and no. Wildwood Tome is a maybe. Yeah, I'll take it, I guess. Well... I'm not gonna take you. Even though I am about to dupe one. But the one that I'm duping has HP, and it has dualism on it, which makes it way more appealing. Also, we're definitely taking Sigiled Seaweed. It takes care of us not having taken the Zone of Silence earlier, since it effectively does the same thing. Well, there's Dante's Footstool, but it doesn't really matter. And we don't need sketches. Not what I meant to click on. Okay, so... we're going to do that. We're going to intrinsic the Siren Song. So that I don't have to worry about Corruption Seraph as much. I guess I'm going to do this. Just because it's essentially free minus costing. could do that. I don't think we need to, though. So I think we're gonna do Spell Chain on the Restoring Retreat. And weirdly, I think I'm just gonna hold over a Sting because it gives me extra draw, and I just want Incant power basically. I'm gonna keep a Foregone Power just to master it, even if it largely is meaningless to me. Let me get rid of the Helical, which I'm surprised I haven't mastered, but that's fine. It is a card that I basically cannot use right now. So, we're duping you. And we should be in good shape overall. It's a shame that I didn't do Intrinsic on the Restoring Retreat, but it was important to me to do things otherwise. So, we're doing this. We play you first, then you, then you, then you. So you also pull out a Guardian Stone, and then we're good. Okay, so you're dazed for several turns, which is useful. I did draw this. Probably should have done that in a slightly different order. It's fine. Not a big deal. And then I don't have to worry about these guys corrupting me, which is nice. And we're doing decent scaling, and here we are. Like, we're not super strong yet, but Dominion doesn't have super strong waves. Okay, so you're still dazed for one turn. And we're just gonna do our best to chew through things. Yeah, like, I don't scale up super fast, but we just barely have enough to kill them all, thanks to the extra hit at the end. Okay, I was hoping we'd get the Siren Song there, but alas. Excuse me. Hearts of Titan gets some uses largely due to being Lunaclane Silver Ink. Yeah, like, it is just a worse Silver Ink for the most part. Like, yeah, obviously Silver Ink is a consume card, yada yada yada, so it does have other concerns, but still. Unfortunately, I drew the Siren Song one turn too late. I'm tempted to Restoring Retreat these guys so that I can catch them. I'm not currently killing everything, but we're still going to do that. I also could have moved him down, which also would have helped the situation. Okay. And you are going to get a little bit of corruption because this guy is no longer muted. Oh well. The play's nice with Conduit not being able to move between floor. Yeah, but it's largely a bad card nonetheless. Which is unfortunate. Okay, so now we get some actual attacks in on Seraph, and unfortunately that guy escaped, giving me Scourge cards like a jerk. Oh well. I was really hoping for the Siren Song this turn, but no surprise that I didn't get it. Okay, we'll do that, but that's fine. We should be overall okay, even if I am having trouble chewing through these waves. Like, I didn't end up with that much corruption on my team. Okay, and here we go. Ascension dies, whatever. That's fine. Excuse me. Someday I'll stop coughing. Okay, look at us go. Not too bad. Unfortunately, we can't daze Savagery turn 1 with the Siren Song. It's not that big an issue. I could daze Dominion, which I might do, but I think we're probably fine just not worrying about that. And I can't daze Entropy because for whatever reason you can't daze Entropy, which seems needless and a bit annoying, but whatever. Okay, you are muted this turn anyways. Yeah, whatever, we'll daze you. Because you weren't going to generate a Pyrolite. I mean, obviously I'm depriving you of doing the Pyrolite this turn. Whatever, it's fine. I did that in the wrong order, but fine. Okay. Can't daze a flying rock monster despite Last Divinity being the same rock type. That is indeed the case. Alright, well, time to take some damage. Alas, here we are. Not a big deal that gets tapped. Like, it's not great. It does cut into my power a decent amount, but doesn't matter too much. We'll eventually chew through these guys. I don't have the strongest deck by any means, but it should be a deck capable of winning. And if I want to, I could pull you back down, which is kind of cute. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to accept the damage. What annoys me is the Silence Room only works with non-boss, which I find annoying because I never remember that detail. I mean, I think it's fair for it to work on non-bosses. It's a very strong room. And if it worked on bosses too, that would just be just not okay. Oh, wrong order. Oh well, that's fine. Okay. Oh, we did sync up Savagery with the waves, which is not totally ideal, but we also dazed him for several turns, which is good. It also creates this opportunity for us just to hit into Entropy unmolested, which is something. So I am going to be pretty slow at killing Dominion. Unless I purposely let some units survive, and then I Siren Song them to go up to the top floor and hang out with Dominion and get attacked together. So whatever. We'll get there eventually. At least Proto Heart Cage starts with higher attack than some others. I'd be fine with it not working on flying bosses, but the logic of a boss immune to the room effect is kind of arbitrary to me. I mean, it's just a balancing thing. I think it's perfectly reasonable in this instance that it doesn't work just because it is so strong in effect. Yeah, get fucked, Silencer, you bastard. Oh, you're already dead. You are not the one that I need to concern myself with. Well, speaking of, get dazed, I guess. Just need to kill Entropy at this point. Which we are absolutely free to do because we had desynced Savagery and now we have this totally open turn. And here we are. Ta-da! And we just shoot him dead. Oh. Well, there we are. What another thrilling Titan fight. Oh. Overall, it was a decent run. God, again, I'm so surprised that this is an unlock. I just think of this as being a basic unit of the clan. And so I'm so surprised to see it here. That does not surprise me that it wasn't unlocked yet. And thus, we've mastered some cards, and we're building up our win streak again. We're still a ways away from where we dropped it before, but we're getting there. We'll climb back up. Okay. Alright, we're going to play another, but first I need to open some windows and cool down. So, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, that should help me cool down, though invariably, I know I'm going to end up putting on the jacket again in like 5 minutes, but for the time being, this is what we're doing. Okay. Well, Rising Rage is a very solid card. Basically, always happy to see it. Immortal Trade is a bit wonkier. It's a decent starting card. It is not as valuable when we're already defending ourselves with, like, damage shields or Valor. Still, it's pretty decent. And Crucible Warden is Crucible Warden. Who cares? I mean, we're gonna take Dante's Footstool. It doesn't do anything for us yet, but it is good to have as an option. Okay, so I think Unchained is probably the stronger option here, but we're going to take Savior and do something a little different. And, like, Savior is good too, don't get me wrong, as I said before. Which Pyre do you find to be the strongest on average? I would say that Fierce Greed is probably the strongest on average. Dominion is also pretty strong, but can definitely lead to some really wonky starts, especially if you're doing random. I.e., Grail, for instance, has a much worse time with Dominion. Fel also struggles with it a little bit. They can still end up with some good runs. And then I also really like Herzl's Horde. I think it's hard to go wrong with that. It's not as helpful early game when you're not getting any value out of the extra deployment Ember. But later game, not being forced to take Ember upgrades to get enough Ember to play out your entire team can be like really good, particularly in some clan combos. It also, in a lot of situations, makes it so you don't have to remove like stewards or your starting banner unit, yada yada yada. It's just a pretty solid Pyre. But Fierce Greed is very good. Good thing about Dominion is you're more likely to have a lot of units early to get through Ring 1 and 2. Yes, but you're... Again, like, for instance, in the example of Grail, you are trading away the ability to use your champion. And, like, Grail enables some very powerful things. like with It Hungers, he can solo the entire run if you are giving him multi-strike or trample or something like that. Or with Living Armory, it is a built-in guaranteed way to get attack buffs. And that's really valuable because there's a lot of clans that don't have access to attack buffs, or at least not a lot of them. For instance, Luna basically has no attack buffs. It has Conduit, so it kills things with spells. And it has Mage Blade, but if you don't see Mage Blade units or you don't see Mage Blade equipment, you can really struggle with actually scaling up your damage. So having a champion that has like a built-in damage buffing is really good, and it is a shame to lose that. Well, we're gonna do this, I guess. Okay, we'll do like that. So now we're killing everything. And here we are. But yeah, there's a lot of good pyres. I'm really disappointed that I can't kill the Collector. I just wanted some way to shift on this turn, and I would have been able to do it. But, alas. Because all I need to do is shift the Collector up front. And so much of my deck is shift cards. And yet, didn't get to do it. Also, I totally spaced out that we're Pyro Savagery. I definitely remarked upon that at one point, and then totally forgot later that I do actually want to be funneling kills to, like, Fel. Again, another reason that we probably should have gone Unchained, but I don't like playing the same stuff every time. Oh, God. Someday my lungs will work again. I am sure of this. I don't really need to be shifting. I just need to keep my dudes alive. Yeah, I guess we'll do that on you. Not wildly helpful, though. Yeah, we're fine. Everything's okay. Ta-da! Look you go, Fel. Living the dream. Upbeat Warbler's cute. Not super necessary. Selfless Sacrifice is pretty good. Cleave is solid. It also does help me kill the silencers later, which I like. But I'm gonna skip, I guess. Yeah, I'll take Perils, I guess. Now, I want to go to the Merchant of Arms so I could look for a room for Dante's Footstool. But I also want to look for, like, holdover for the Perils, or Intrinsic for the Rising Rage, maybe. Also, just getting a unit and building it up is nice, and most of the Umbra units are pretty bad. Really not sure what I want to do here. I think we're probably going to skip on the Merchant of Arms for now, which means I'm probably going for Merchant of Magic next, which means I'm probably okay doing this. Yeah, I guess so. Let's see what happens. Okay. I don't hate Sword Maiden here. Well, those are both appealing. We're gonna take the multi-strike. Because I have the Rising Rage, so I can potentially just overstack them. So I don't need to worry as much about the Smidge Stone. Obviously, I still need to, like, line it up properly, but hey. I'm gonna do this, even though it means that we don't have any space for you to eat morsels at the moment. Which is not ideal, but it is what it is. Well, so be it. I guess I'd rather play you out than the morsel, although then I have a morsel kicking around my deck as the worthless unit. Already forgot that it is dudes with haste. Well, good to know. Really wanted... yeah, we're not doing it that way. Alright, fine. I'm willing to just take some damage. I was trying to find a way where I could, like, use the Just Cause on the morsel to give him attack, so then he could kill something, but then he would die to these guys, and yada yada yada. It's just not gonna work. Also, Fel doesn't get the kill here. That's fine. It's okay if the Sword Maiden gets the kill. Not worrying too strongly about my slays. Okay, so you go there. You're back up front. And thus, here we go. Oh, we're getting rid of that. And I guess we're doing that. Should have saved the Savior ability. Definitely spaced out. That's okay. Not a big deal. Alright, well, he can do a little bit more damage here. He's not very impressive because A, he's not great in general, and B, we gave him, like, no morsel this entire fight, so he didn't have any damage shield, basically, which is not great. Okay. Now, we're going to take Shield of Wing. I guess I'll take another Perils. I want a lot of equipment, is what I want. And maybe I do want to go here, actually. No, I definitely want to go for the Merchant Magic. 100%. Sure. Although I spaced out that I was supposed to not... Like, the holdover's good, but... What I really wanted was Intrinsic. Oh. Well, isn't that cute? There's definitely the possibility that this gives me a really dumb graft. But I guess we're gonna do it. Mind Cage. Okay, well, it's fine. Technically, I could let her die and then give the Mind Cage to Fel, which is not terrible. But overall, not terribly important. It just mostly means that when I play her, she should get a bunch of Valor, which is a real good start for us. I should maybe let the Sword Maiden stay up front since she actually has much higher valor than Fel does. Oh well, that's fine. I'm gonna buff you and not Fel. Because, in the grand scheme of things, I am going to be duping the Sword Maidens multiple times. So if I get them slays now, not a bad idea. Because then they will... they'll carry that on through the dupes, basically. Okay, overall we're in good shape. And with the holdover perils, it means that if I ever... get, like, Furnace Tap or anything like that, then we can already use it, which is real good. Since you have perils, so you do not just play your other Ember Drain card. You are 100% correct, and I was not paying attention. More specifically, I'm going to chalk it up to being a bit sick. But yeah, absolutely, 100% that is the case. A triple stack Furnace Tap, that would be real appealing. Wouldn't hate that by any means. I do really want to get Dualism on the Sword Maiden before I start duping her, though. Okay, so you're going to get some slays off the shield, which is fine. I just want her to get her Valor armor before I use Savior. It ends up basically not mattering. But... now I just need wings from Maiden so she can make use of the equipment. That would be real good. I would appreciate that. Cursed Twin Blade I kind of want because I do just want equipment. Eagle Heart, on the other hand, is a great great spell. And Kindle is a thing that exists. I mean, I think I probably just want the Eagle Heart. But equipment is quite useful for me at this point. You know what, fuck it. We'll take it. We're gonna skip those. We are going to take Ember, I guess. We are definitely going here. Give me Dualism. I mean, I guess I'll take more Multi-Strike. It's not what I wanted, but it's still pretty good. I will take that. Saber 2. That's good enough for now. No one likes Ukel. Not a single person in this world. How does Artificer work? It applies its effect whenever equipment is equipped on a friendly unit on that floor. And so she gets Valor 8 every time something is equipped, essentially. I guess we'll just leave him unplayed. Yeah, we'll give you the attack bonus, and we'll give you some damage shields just in case we need that for Kel later, which I don't think we're going to, but just in case. We're gonna do that just so that we Don't have to get the Scourge card. Though it would have been nice to play out the Steward and then ascend it to the top floor so it's not kicking around my deck. But well, here we are. Whatever. We'll do that to you. Excuse me. I'm not dying. Can't prove it. Alright. These stupid guys are annoying. I actually probably should have played that on the lower floor. It's just that I was just building him up in case it matters, which I didn't think it would. There we go. That's good enough. We'll leave it at that. It would have been nice to have advanced one of the back row guys so we could get one more sleigh, but I wasn't going to fuck around with that. Or to equip the Shield of Wing, which also would have worked for that. But lead Songbird is not bad, but I'm going to have trouble getting it onto the right floor. I don't think we want Penitent's Death Suit, though. It's sort of an option. You know what? Fuck it. And then Void Binding is good. Sure, fine. Now, I kind of want Merchant of Arms, because I still need to get a room to use with the Footstool. Also, just the more equipment I get, the more I can power up the Sword Maidens. On the other hand, I could remove stuff, which I like. Getting rid of some of the Shade Splitters would be good, for instance. Also, I could look for Intrinsic on the Rising Rage, which I really want. Also, the Alcove is not bad. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go here. Because I don't get another Merchant of Magic for a while. Nope. Didn't get what I wanted. Alright, that's fine. I mean, like, the rest of it was still good. It's just not what I wanted. Nope. If it were one Horn's Tome for the multi-strike, I would have taken it. But it wasn't. I don't even know if it is an option in that event. Because I do not have encyclopedic knowledge of this game's events like I do Monster Train 1. Not yet, at least. I'll get there eventually. Okay, well, we're going to set up top floor. And I guess I'll play that there, even though, again, I can't give him morsels. That's fine, who cares? Plus, we can do this anyways. And then we're going to put you up front, because you have the best amount of valor, and therefore, we just want to do that. Alright, so, we took Penitent's Death Suit, just so we can give her more valor. That is the only reason we took it. I mean, it doesn't matter where we put this. Honestly, I should give it to the steward in the back, because he's the one who's most likely to hold on to it the longest, but, eh. Well. I'm not actually playing out the Void Binding each turn, which is a little sad, but not a big deal. Also, the extra Ember I took is a lot less meaningful now that I'm using Perils It's still useful for deployment Ember, though, which was one of the bigger reasons I took it. And eventually everything will be fine. I mean, we're in good shape already. Like, that's not a concern. Whatever. I guess let's move you so that we have another thing to kill. Since otherwise it would be behind Quoto and I wouldn't get to kill it. Oh no, he has a bunch of Titan skin. He's just not a meaningful threat. But anyways, we're doing well. Everlasting Light is good. Liquid Courage is bad. Begone is okay. We're going to take Everlasting Light, though. And eventually, we're going to get to dupe our Sword Maiden. Eventually. God, I really wanted to dupe her more than twice, but that's still going to be good. I don't want Imprisoned Zephyr. So we'll take another of those, even though it's expensive for me. Sure. Sure. Whatever. My deck is a bit messy, especially since I probably should have put the spell chain on the perils. Just because I am running into Ember problems a bit. But that's okay. Okay, so I don't really need to worry about taking that damage, but okay, so we're gonna have Fel end up in front because she can tank the hit. Oh, yeah. We should be fine, even against these guys. And we definitely want you up front to gain your Valor, armor, even though we're mostly just going to be stacking damage shields on you from here on out. It doesn't matter tons that these guys are attacking for, 40 damage each hit, because I'm just not going to let them attack. Since I kill them first, and even if they did attack, they're just attacking into our damage shield, so we'll be okay, despite the general threat of this fight. Sure. Enjoy. Unfortunately, I'd also really like to dupe the perils. But, alas. We just don't have many dupe spots available to us, so it is what it is. Also, the Jackstrips does deprive us of some Slay triggers, but that's fine. I figured you're still for the best. And I'm not too worried about the Slay triggers. Like, we're getting plenty of attack power from other means. And especially once I have more Sword Maidens, it'll look a lot more impressive. It won't be like insane because a lot of my power is coming from the holdover perils and the void binding, but they'll still be pretty solid. Although their scaling would be more exciting if we had gotten dualism on them. Alright. Excuse me. Not a super hard fight. Bloodsoaked Arena is fine. I'll take it just so I finally have a room. And I'm pretty sure we're taking draw here. Extra capacity is sort of nice, but we're taking the draw. So, we want to dupe, and then we want to dupe, and that is one last shot at a Merchant of Magic. Does Dualism give them +2 permanent damage from the Pyre? No. Dualism only buffs, or only affects buffs, debuffs, and armor. And so it doesn't affect raw stats. It's just that I keep mentioning Dualism because they're gaining Valor 8 every time I play an equipment on the floor. And so if I Dualism, it would be Valor 16 rather than Valor 8. And if I have multiple Sword Maidens, we'd be getting a lot more Valor. It evens out because I'm getting more attacks per Sword Maiden instead. But, yeah, that's why. Okay, so we are making Sword Maiden number 2. And we are going to pay to remove things finally, because I need to do that. I guess we'll leave it there for now. Yeah, we should be fine against Rax. Like, he's not going to be able to pierce our damage shields. The Scourge dudes are going to be a little annoying, but... I can probably set up on mid-floor, though. Okay, so you get that. You get that. Do I want to do this? Yeah, even though it might not work out well. And then we'll give you some armor and some valor, so you can help contribute to the situation. Alright, we did get the perils, which is what I was hoping for, because then it's not a big deal that I get Ember Drain from the Void Binding. I would like to get Fel Rising Raged onto the right floor. Okay, so you still survived. That's fine. I don't play with the Void Binding, which is a little sad, but I wanted to get the Collector, and this is how we do it, while also moving Fel onto the right floor. Which is not the greatest concern, but it is still useful. Although, unfortunately, like, the big meat wall enemies are really cutting into my damage scaling. But we're getting there. We have enough attacks and high enough damage. I suppose I could have played out the Spear Steward and then Rising Raged him, but I didn't. Well, you did survive, which is not great. Okay, well, he's gonna die to the corruption, but this way we're taking less damage on the pyre due to my own hubris, which is fine, I suppose. I also didn't end up playing like any damage shields on my Sword Maidens, but so be it. I did take a fair bit of damage all at once. God, fucking hate the Scourge, guys. Whatever. So be it. This is why I don't like setting up on not bottom floor in this fight. It still worked out mostly okay, but I did take a non-trivial amount of damage. It definitely feels like a lot more damage, specifically for Savagery Pyre, because it just has so much less life than other Pyres. I will happily take that Furnace Tap. And then you are going to cooperate, hopefully. I'll take this. It isn't super important, but... Okay. Spell Chain is gonna go here, because that does help. That's gonna go on the Rising Rage. Although... Reanimate enemy is annoying when paired with Meat Walls, basically a hit count check on top of damage check. Yes, I agree. But third upgrade for Maiden. The problem is that we are not on the... We don't have a Merchant of Steel here. Otherwise, I would happily do that, but not an option. Also, the problem with the duping the Sword Maiden is that I only have one Rising Rage on Intrinsic. I think we're still duping her, and just accepting that. Honestly, that doesn't matter at this point, really. Excuse me. I mean, Chained Valkyrie is kind of cute. Just because I am doing a decent amount of equipping, but we're just going to take Versatile Ember Staff and call that good. And then we're making Sword Maiden number 3, though she is going to be less good than the other two. But we're still going to do it. We'll see what happens. Okay, so you go there, you go there. Regen 3 for a clan that is mostly low HP unit. Well, mostly low HP units and their defensive tools involve not getting hit on HP ever. Like, you are defending with Valor, Armor, or with damage shields. And so the regen basically does nothing. The point of that would have been just for the Valor and the Rage that it gave. I kind of want to wait till we Rising Rage, but I think we're just going to do this and just accept that one of them is going to be weaker than the others. Which is fine. No, not the one I meant to do. Oh well. Not a big deal. Sure, we'll do that, even though it's a bit of a waste. But it's fine. This is why we took Jack Strips, by the way, because it just absolutely fucking murders these things. Oh, and I don't have Perils. Alright, well, disappointing. I spaced out that it wasn't the holdover Perils. And so here we are. That's okay, though. Alright, stupid silencers, but whatever. Also, he's dying now anyways. But, like, we're in good shape overall. Like, yeah, this guy's going to do a fair bit of incanting, but I'm not too worried about that overall, since many of the enemies are dying just via the jack strips, and the ones that are surviving are fine. Also have a fair bit of damage shields, since I have the holdover void binding. So enemies just basically don't get hurt me. Not if I don't want them to. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, you're the one who gets buffs. And then you get equipment number 1 and equipment number 2 to cancel out the not so great Penitent's Death Suit. I do wish Artificer worked on equipment on any unit on the floor, so you could use it with the... you could use the death suits on enemies and still trigger the Artificer. Also, we're not going to play this turn because I'm silenced, and so none of my guys will get the Artificer trigger. So, there's just no reason to do that. Okay, well, we're in good shape. Would have been nice if I could have removed more cards from the deck, but in the grand scheme of things, not particularly a big concern. And we'll leave Savior for a different turn. Great. Just draw into another Curse of Entropy. It doesn't really affect us. Excuse me. Because I have way more than enough attack. Like, yeah, my back dudes are suffering a little bit, but overall, not a big concern. Also, sad that we didn't get to play the first tap on the first go through, but that's fine. Here we are. And then we'll just beat Entropy to death, as one does. Yeah, some of my attacks are much stronger than the others. Alright, time to face the Titans. We're coming down at full HP. We'll be okay. We are just going to face tank the damage, but that's what you do in the fight. Doesn't really matter. It just doesn't matter. We are going to set up on, I think, mid-floor. No, we'll set up on top floor. Okay, so you're the strong one. You're the second strong one. Okay, we'll do it like this and play you there. Because I get more cards out of my deck that way, which is helpful. I'm going to do this, even though it does mean that I won't have Ember to play things. But that's fine. Hopefully we draw the Perils, and then we can use the Pyrolite. Even if we don't, like, we have the highest attack power of any Pyre. Okay. Well, we're good. I'm probably going to have to divert some of my things toward protecting the other Sword Maidens, because we let one of them get corruption on, and if they're not up in the front of the floor, then they're not getting the Valor armor. Okay, so excuse me. Oh God. Alright. Oh, and then we even draw into that. How exciting. Yeah, we just need to be shuffling around who's getting damage shields, basically. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. But, here we are. We are overall rather powerful. Also, Fel has Savior up, which now lets her just dump a fair bit of armor onto the whole floor. It's not a ton, because I haven't been giving her a bunch of Valor to begin with, and it scales on Valor, but it's still okay. Okay, well, Entropy's down, basically. He's technically not quite there yet. Savagery is low, but not dead yet. And Dominion will get there pretty soon. Okay, so let's give everybody a bunch more Valor. And she even gets a damage shield, thanks to the Radiant Arms. Just couldn't remember the name of that. Okay. Alright. And then Savagery is going to go down right here. And that's all we needed. Alright, well, there we go. Because we take down Dominion right there, and then we just absolutely slaughter them with the Sword Maiden. Alright, took a fair bit of damage. Still plenty of HP left. We're fine. Anyways, that was a run. It's pretty cool. I like Sword Maiden a lot as a unit. It just is a little awkward in Banished, because it's the only unit with an Artificer trigger, and there's no, like, equip triggers in the clan. And so oftentimes it feels much more at home when paired with Lazarus. Like, he tends to be very good with Lazarus. And it just feels a little weird that it is a Banished unit when it's much better with Lazarus than its own clan. Regardless, still a good unit. Even if it's a little weird. Alright. I'm going to do one more. I'm starting to feel a bit cold and achy, but we're going to do one more anyways. And it's Banished Stygian again. Alright. Realistically, I should stop doing random and start doing just the crowns that we haven't done. But, so be it. I do really like doing random. I think it's a lot of fun. And I hope you guys enjoy watching it. So, Penitence, Bloodsuit, I don't really care about. Titan's Gratitude, I really dislike. Very good is still an understatement. Nothing like 80 Valor turn 1 because dualism plus a bunch of assistance. Yeah, there's a lot you can do with Sword Maiden in Lazarus. Yeah, it's good. Firebrand is a good starter. We're definitely taking Winged Steel here. I did forget about your name. No spoons left, only knives. I still appreciate it. To be fair, a lot of things are much better when paired with Lazarus. They're very good at working with most clans. Yes-ish. Like, yeah, they're a strong clan overall, and they have a lot of tools that pair well with other clans. But it's a different matter it's a different matter than something like Sword Maiden, which feels like it is designed to work with Lazarus. Like, the closest comparison would be Remnant units with Extinguish triggers that work very well with Reanimate, since Reanimate is like reforming them every turn, but better, basically. Alright, well, I kind of want to take Vanguardian, though it doesn't work well with Firebrand. Still, we'll take it, because it's the only one I haven't played recently. Although, like, Savior is probably the better choice. Okay, so, you go there, you're gonna go there, and there. Hello, Ashiaka, thanks for the raid, how you doing? Well, I can't do a whole ton this turn, so we're gonna do that. We get a little less Valor, but in exchange, we kill more things. Could use Aquaths to just play out the Spear Steward and kill some of these. I think we're okay. Well, we can do that, which helps. Fair enough. Again, I could do this, which is a maybe, because then I could, like, kill this guy with Titan's Gratitude, get rid of this. I think we'll just leave it. Okay, lost a run to Titans I probably shouldn't have, because the Reanimator got to Pyre with plus 15 attack from Stupid and Elite and Cancer. Yeah, that will do it. They are fairly scary when allowed to do things. Well, my deck is becoming all garbage cards, so that's something. Alright, so we're gonna give this to you, I guess. And that's the way that we get both of those killed. Alright, whatever. And it doesn't, like, really matter to Fel. She blocks the damage all the same. Yeah, this is the problem with not having played out stuff the entire fight. Like, if I draw a little better, I don't think I'd have been an issue at all, but even with my poor draws, I probably could have won, but yeah, just one. Understandable. Alright, well, Firebrand takes care of the problem. Turns out that, Trial of Invasion, or whatever it's actually called, is not too bad for Firebrand and Vanguardian. Now, is now the time that I take Liquid Courage? Probably not, but, I mean, maybe. Fuck it, we'll take it finally. We're definitely taking Offering Token. It's just hard to say no to. Helical is also good, but Offering Token is just very valuable. Now, what do I actually want to do? Kind of want to go here for the Stygian unit and looking for, like, holdover on the Offering Token or double stack on Liquid Courage. I think that's pretty decent. Yeah, maybe. I think that's probably what we're doing. Not that I have a ton of gold to spend, but... Alright. I mean, we probably are taking the Nameless Siren here. It wasn't what I wanted, but we'll take it for now. Kind of want to do the Intrinsic on that, but we're not going to. Could also do Remove Consume on Liquid Courage. I think we're just doing Spell Chain Offering Token, because it's just pretty solid overall. And then I guess we're going to Mind Discuss that. It's not that exciting, but it's okay. Minus Embers, whatever. It's not the greatest, not the worst. We should be pretty okay. I already forgot about the haste, as I so often do. Well, yeah, that's fine, I guess. Probably should have used Aquats earlier. Okay, so you can get the kill. Sure, I'll do this now. It's better. It's not the best, and I am depriving myself of revenge triggers, but on the other hand, it's okay. Also, I sadly can't play on the Calcified Ember. Oh well. Sometimes it's just how life works. Okay. Well, we take up about a half his health, which is not great. My defense is just not terribly impressive. Well, maybe should have held on to my held on to Aquath's power for now. Yeah. Well, here we are. We're gonna survive. We're just gonna take a bit of a beating. Because he does get the damage shield. And so I do take quite a few hits to actually kill him on the pyre. Not good. I mean, challenge is fine. We'll take another Liquid Courage. I'm still not convinced by it. I do kind of want the Helical. We're gonna take an Offering Token, though. Alright, what do you got? I'm not taking a Titan Sentry here. I mean, that's fairly appealing. I would love to roll and look for dualism, but we're not going to. I mean, Spike the Stygian is okay. Spike the Legion is fine. Spike the Hellhorn is bad. I guess we'll take Spike of the Legion. It's not incredible for me, but it does get better over time. I don't remember how much starting attack you have. Overall, it doesn't matter tons, though. Since I do have the, I do have Just Cause, so I can move things around. Okay, 13 attack. Fair enough. Well, I was going to use the Calcified Ember, but I guess we're not going to, because this seems reasonably good for me. Because now he takes 30 damage a turn, which is pretty solid. Like, yeah, he's going to get healed here too, but whatever. Unfortunately, I don't have damage shields on to use the Spike of the Legion now. I could use Aquats and propagate like 12, which is cute. either get myself 12 more Valor here, or a bunch of Rage and Valor, which makes her a lot stronger. I think we're going to do that, even though it's a little questionable. Yeah, you're not holding on so well. Okay, well, we're doing it this way, because I'm not going to be able to chew through this guy, so using the blood suit at least cuts down on one of the enemies. Yeah, I'm just not going to do that. I don't want to get sapped. So we'll do that. And I take damage. Great. It is annoying that that is the thing that happens in Monster Train 2 with Wing Steel. Like, it's still a good artifact, but it does piss me off a little bit that that happens on a non-trivial basis. Okay, Firebrand's still not dying. Though he doesn't get his Valor armor from being knocked around, which is unfortunate. Okay, and we'll give the damage shield to you, since Fel is still blocking with armor. I'm reasonably confident that this doesn't matter. I did already forget that you are ruining my stuff, but that's fine. We'll take the sap, and we'll still be okay. And thus, we should be in good shape. I'm not going to play another card because I don't want to draw off of that in case it draws me a Vengeful Shard. I suppose I could have looked at my deck to see if that was even an option, but who cares? Well, that's an interesting group of things. I do like the Death Metal Hymnist. Eagleheart is very good. Wings Radiance is fine. I'm going to take the Hymnist, though. And then I'm going to skip on those. And I'm going to take Capacity, I think. Yeah, whatever. Holdover is probably going here. And by probably, I mean it's definitely going there. Alright, remove consume. I did forget that this was an option, but we're going to do this nonetheless. I'm still not, like, sold on it, but it's better than it was before. Alright, Vanguardian 2. It is. And we're going to make Siren number 2, even if I haven't gotten a second upgrade yet. So, whatever. That's fine. I just want more hits and more ability to utilize Vanguardian. And I think that's worth it. Okay. Well, didn't quite kill you. I hate the stupid incant guys. Whatever, we'll do that. Still not great. I don't have a whole lot of HP to be messing around with. Turns out, probably needed to not be doing things like this. Okay, I'm at least killing all these guys. I did want to save Aquas to play out the Death Metal Hymnist, but here we are. We're gonna take a fair bit of damage still. But I'm not dead. I just lose 12 health, which is bad. But, whatever. I mean, I have no way to play him out now. And I'll just get rid of that, I guess. Yeah, the incanting, not great for me, but that's fine. It was still best to be on bottom floor. Although, it's not looking great currently. Okay. But, we're there. Even without the Liquid Courage, we got there. But with it, even better. Not great, though. I'm still low on health. And, so be it. The Punk Shredder, I don't hate. I do like Everlasting Light quite a bit. I don't want Hoarfrost Effigy. I'll happily take Unnamed Tome. Because it's a little too good in this game. Yeah, we'll take Lightstone Casing, though I don't know if when I'll make use of it. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't know. I guess we'll do that since I'm out of slots on my sirens. Well, I don't think I want any of these, kind of. Yeah, I'm just not going to take any of those. The Wildwood Tome is maybe, but I do want to be utilizing Vanguardian's Revenge. And I'm going to need good defense anyways, so I think we'll be able to survive without worrying about that. I don't know. Here we are. Okay. So, we are much stronger than we were. Although, fuck these guys. Well, unfortunately, I get a bunch of corruption, which is not great, but we're going to do what we can to overcome that. Yeah, had I planned this out better, I could have done some exciting things. But I can at least do this, so then you're absorbing the corruption. And now Fel is in better shape. Not good shape, but better shape. Okay. Well, you're gonna get Everlasting Light. And I can just get the kill there. I thought about using the Unnamed Tome so this guy wouldn't flee for a couple turns, but that would have been a really dumb plan that would not have worked out very well. So, here we are. I probably wanted to put him closer to the front. Oh well. Yeah, I'm still okay with doing this. I thought about doing the unnamed tome. We're just not going to worry about that yet. Because we have the kill. Although I don't remember what boss we're up against. I feel like it's Quoto, in which case I don't actually want to save the unnamed tome for him. But, so be it. Oops. Whatever. I didn't actually need to kill you, but we've done it nonetheless. Yeah, it's Quoto. Alright, well, fuck it. You guys get silenced then. Well, muted. As that is ever so slightly different. Yeah, that was not terribly impressive. But it's fine. I'm just trying to get my Valor up. It would have been a lot better if I had done it after using the Liquid Courage. Because then being able to propagate the damage shields would have been actually exciting. But that's fine. We're good. We are in overall solid state, even with the annoyance of all of the incant sapping and the corruption and all that. Ta-da! Look at us go. Demonize is fine. It's very expensive. I'm probably taking the Everlasting Light. Another Liquid Courage is fine, but we'll take this. I kind of want the Frenzied Swarm, but I'm actually going to skip it. It's normally very good, but it does interfere with my plans somewhat. Oh. We're going here. Yeah, like the healing's not bad, and Merchant Magic is good. The removals would be appealing, and I'm sure there are things I could do with the Merchant of Arms, but that's fine. And how am I doing on capacity? So I have 7 capacity. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I dupe the Siren once, I can get to 7, which is pretty solid. I'm pretty confident that's what we're going to do. Inferno Room. I mean, it does mess with the Vain Guardian situation and the Everlasting Light. It is also very good. I'm going to greedily skip on it, though I'm not totally convinced by that. Alright, well, that now is much better than it was. So I can only take one of these. I think I probably want to do this, but also, like, Spell Chain on that's pretty good. Spell Chain on this is okay. Double stack on the Unnamed Tome is also quite good. It's a lot better if I had Intrinsic. But mostly I think that's not going to be too important to my needs. I think I'm willing to just do this. Right. Fair enough. Here we are. Spike scale is not ideal, but we're just going to set up on bottom floor and I think we'll be okay. It's a little dodgy. It does take me a bit of time to get rolling. Okay, there we go. And yeah, I get some corruption, but it's not a ton of corruption. It is within acceptable margins. And, like, there are things I would love to play here, but we're just getting rid of the calcified ember. So, we're still strong enough that we're killing everything on the floor, which is what we care about. So, first off, we're doing this. Yeah, whatever, we'll play you in back still. Okay, you get an everlasting light, you get that, and yeah, I'm willing to just mute them to buff myself up a little bit more and to prevent myself from getting corruption for a round. Alright, you get a bunch of damage shields. Doesn't matter because they're mostly going to get knocked off, but it's still cute. Also, we get more Valor, which is still good. But my Sirens are doing solid work. Which is mostly what we care about. Especially now that they each have a bunch of attacks. Get rid of that. Right. I forgot that that's a nice spell chained. You know what? You can have a death suit. It did some okay work for us earlier, but largely is a useless card for us. Excuse me. Okay, and now we easily murder our foes. We'll still do the incanting just because I like incanting. But we don't need to. Let's be very clear about that. Okay. And thus, Kale suffers. Alright, our team is pretty okay. We don't need another death metal hymnist. Spike of the Stygian is fine. Deep Offering is good. I mean, I'm gonna take that, I think, though. Yeah, we are gonna go to one more Merchant of Magic, so that's fine, I guess. And do I want Ember? I probably want Ember. Draw's good, but I am struggling to play everything each turn, so we'll do this. That's okay. And I'm not gonna heal if I go this way, which I think is okay. It's a little dodgy, but we should be fine. Alright. So, I have 6 Deployment Ember. Before anything, we're duping this one. The one with Smidge Stone. Vanguardian 3 it is. Okay, so 6 deploy Ember. What does that look like? So currently it's 1, 2, 3, and then like 4, 5 for the Firebrand, which is not that impressive. I don't think I care about Blood-Soaked Arena. Do I care about redrawing? Not really, I don't think. I think we're just going to do that and remove some cards finally. There we go. Okay, whatever. That's good enough for now. Makes my deck a little bit better. Yeah, this is not great. Well, I guess we're setting up on top floor then. That comes with all manner of problems. Because now I'm not protected against the Scourge dudes, and this is a fucking monstrosity. Yeah, I did worry about exactly this. Okay, well, not gonna be using the Hymnist, but this is what I gotta do to survive. These guys just pump out so much damage, and it's hard to do anything against them because they have spell shields, and so you can't even ping them off. Okay, but I now at least have my offering token, which is good. My incanting is better. Fell's doing a better job of blocking for us. And I do just naturally have 4 Ember now, so I can actually still play this. Which I was thinking that I had to forego when using Aquaths earlier, but that's not actually true. I'll do this on your damage shields. Just because I'm a little worried about racks later. I think we'll be okay, but... Excuse me. Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid. Fuck me. Well, I paid for my sins. God, fucking Scourge dudes are the worst. Alright, well, let's play out the Scourge finally. And let's keep giving you more damage shields, I guess. That's why I really didn't want to set up on top floor for this fight, because it's just so miserable being scourged to death every turn. Okay, well, we don't care about that. I'd rather build up the Valor since I'm already doing enough damage here, and Titan's Gratitude is bad. Okay. Well, I took damage from that one Scourge I let get played out, which is not great, but otherwise we're fine. And then at least I can use these to dodge the Vengeful Shards. I was hoping to get this, although I was hoping to get it last turn. This way, Rax doesn't get stronger, though I think we win either way. And these guys don't give me Scourge guards, which I do appreciate. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't drawing into something that would damage me. And here we go. And we do a lot of damage. And if he survived, we had tons of damage shields on the Siren. So, not bad. I don't think we need the Begone, though it would speed up killing the minion. I'll take Spike of the Stygian, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so what is on offer? Not helpful. Pretty bad. Maybe. Spell chain. Guess I'm going to do here. Well, remove consume is cute. I was gonna do other things, but I'm gonna do this, I guess. Could also take the Holy Stone. That wouldn't be the worst. I do not need this. Don't need that. So I guess we're just removing some things. Probably should have removed more things, but that's fine. There's a lot of garbage in my deck. So I don't need to dupe the Sirens. I may be duping the Offering Token. Could also dupe the Liquid Courage, but I think we're just doing this. It's good in general, especially because it works very well with my Incant situation. Also, it lets me discard the Curse of Entropies, which means I just never have to take the sap from them. I meant to play out both of these, but whatever, that's fine. Yeah, I get through a lot of my deck real quickly. And my Sirens are doing okay. I was going to play out both of the Shield Stewards to get them out of the deck, but who needs to? Okay, look at our buddy. Look at him go. Goodbye, Curse of Entropy. You are gone without causing me grief. Okay, let's give you more damage shields. And let's do this. Fine. I don't really need to do this right now, but we're doing it anyways. I'm just trying to build up Fell's defenses, mainly. Sure, I'll do this now. I didn't totally need to do that, but it's a thing that happened. I thought about saving it for next turn so that we could ruin these guys, but didn't do it. Okay, so the problem is I'm silent, so even if I tried Incant here, it does nothing. Oops. Like, I can pull the guy up front, but I would need 2 Frozen Lances to kill him because he has too much HP for that. Which I could do, but I'm just not going to worry about it. We're just going to do this. Yeah, they'll get stronger, but I'm also up to 24 damage shields, so that's okay. Like, yeah, I'm going to lose a fair bit of them, but I'm just going to keep building them up. And I'm building up Valor at the same time, so we are overall in good shape. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much damage they're doing if they don't actually get to attack me. Whatever, we'll just kill him. Although, the Titan skin actually makes it so he survives. Should still die here, though, since the Frostbite doesn't decay that much. Alright. Yes, I am making everything stronger. That's fine. It's a little concerning. Also, I should have held on to the Just Causes rather than the Frozen Lance. Yeah, anyways, they do have a lot of attack, but I've still got 14 damage shields. Yeah, it would be nice to be doing the propagating on the Nameless Siren, because it would also be giving Rage in addition to the Valor, but at the moment, my big concern is just upping my damage shields. And I do want Fel in front, so that's just kind of how it's got to be. I never got rid of the Titan's Gratitude. It takes so long to do all my offering tokens. Like, they're doing good work for me, so I can't complain too much. But it is a lot. Okay, just want the Silencer dead so it won't cut into my strength next turn. Although, we've already won. We should be totally fine, even with me buffing the enemies to the high heavens. I was going to do the Spike of the Legion, but I guess we'll do this instead. Okay, well, here we are, just chilling out, relaxing, maxing all cool, just incanting as one does. Okay. Alright, just a clean 650 damage on each of my Sirens, and we build up even more when attacked, and win attacking, since we have 2 Everlasting Lights as well. And there we go! Now we just gotta beat the Titans, which should be a foregone conclusion. Like, I'm a little low on HP, but as long as we can mute Savagery... Like, even if we don't mute Savagery, we'll be okay. With muting Savagery, we'll even cut down on it further. So, I'm not too worried about it. Just a matter of when do we draw things. Okay. Well, there's the Hymnist. And I am going to do this now, so I can play out that. And... yeah, you're still going to die even if I do this. Because you'd block the 15 damage attack, you'd take the 20 damage attack, and then you would die to the corruption at end of turn. So, we're not going to worry about that part. We'll just accept that we're taking a little bit of fire damage. It's just not that big a deal. Well, I could have protected the Firebrands and saved myself some fire HP, but I didn't. It's okay. We'll make do. Well, less excited about the Scourge cards, but whatever. Yeah, I guess I'll let that go. I didn't really want to. And I'm gonna wait till I actually have Ember to use that. And we're gonna hold on to this till next turn so we can use it while he's not on our floor. You actually have the spells here to break the spell shield and the... You mean Dominion? Yeah, I do. It doesn't matter. Like, we'd have to do a non-trivial amount of damage for it to actually add up to any meaningful amount. Which, again, is part of what I think is dumb about this fight. Is, like, technically, yeah, you can shoot him with spells, but the amount of damage you need to do with those spells for it to have any meaningful consequence is a lot. I'll do this even though I might draw into, yep, Dimensional Shard. But offering tokens saves us from that. Sadly, can't play these out. Oh yeah, Dominion and you can for the others. Yeah, it's not worth it. Like, we've already won this fight. It's just a waiting game. I have a lot of problems with this fight in general. Okay. Yeah, I did fuck this up, but... I mean, I could probably just get by with other things, but for safety's sake, we're going to do this the proper way. Okay, yeah. So I do survive that. Not great, but that's fine. I don't play the Firelight, and I was going to use Spike the Stygian on Dominion, but it's whatever. Like, I think I'm fine either way, but this way I'm guaranteed to be fine. Savagery goes down here. We're just waiting on Dominion to die. It would be nice if I had minus costed more of my spells, but I did not. Oops, there we go. Sadly, I don't have any damage shields to propagate. Nor do I have any sap on you that I could propagate. But whatever, that's fine. I don't know. Ta-da! Yeah, I know I'm making you guys stronger. I'm not too worried about that. They need to hit a certain breakpoint before they can even damage me. Well, eventually we'll kill Dominion. Could you advance them both and kill them with spells? I didn't have the Ember to do that. Namely, the backliner has 50 HP, and I don't have spells that do meaningful amounts of damage. The closest I had is the Titan's Gratitude, which only does 35. And I didn't have the Ember to do all that, or the damage output. And I had to use all 4 Ember on the Spike of the Stygian to get the guy's attack low enough for that to work. So, that's why we did it the way that we did. Though again, if I had lost the Sirens, I think I still would be fine. Maybe. It would be a little dodgy, but either way. Just didn't have to do that. So, here we are. Also, if I had planned ahead, I would have put some damage shields on the Sirens ahead of time, because I knew that the sweep units were coming up, and I didn't do anything about it, so here we are. Either way. Well, it's sad that I didn't get to sap Dominion like I'd originally planned, but all things considered, we are done with the fight, essentially. If I had knocked off his damage shields, I could hit him with the Titan's Gratitude, but it's not happening. So we're just going to incant here for the sake of it. Look at us go. Look at those big, beefy sirens. Anyways, he's dead. There we are. What a fight. Okay. And thus, another victory has been acquired. It's a combination I've already done for the crowns, but, you know, it was a fun run regardless. Turns out, Banished and Stygian both benefit a lot from wide floors. Oh, there we go. Look at us go. So many cards left to master. Anyways, I'm going to stop there for the night because that's what we're going to do. And I need to go lay down and just be dead to the world for a while. So, I will hopefully be back tomorrow, hopefully feeling less ill. I'm pretty confident it'll be fine tomorrow. I feel way better even now than I did this morning. So, after another night of sleep and rest, I think I'll be fine tomorrow. But if you don't see me, just assume that I am miserable laying on the couch. So, regardless, thanks for being here. Hope it was still an entertaining stream despite me being a bit low energy and all that jazz. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Have a nice night, everyone. I will hopefully see you tomorrow.